Hello, my dear friends. It's good to see you. Got the candle burning in both ends. Got a lot of cool things coming for you. And real exciting. I'm switching some things around. I have some new brochures coming out for you showing the body divided up into systems and kind of a different way of looking how you use the herbs for these systems. So I got some cool things coming, that's all I can tell you. Probably let you know next week or two a lot more of what's going on here and that sort of thing. Like I said, some new fun things. We're kind of moving everything to one site, so to speak, except for our platforms, and be helpful, you know. So I thought I would try to get in some, because I want to stay as caught up as I can, because, geez, man, we got some serious cases out here that you want to be careful with. But at the same time, I was just in with Jessica, and we were talking about one particular case of an 85-year-old, PSAs of 1,300. But he's been raw for quite a while here, working it pretty good. But looking at his eyes, his cholesterol ring is about an inch thick, both ways. And, I admire a guy like that at 86, determined to get into it. When you are the older variety, and you just have had more time on the planet, and if you've never been raw in your life, you've got a lot to go back and kind of unwind, and especially if you have a cholesterol ring, you got to really focus on the lymphatic system. And so in our new anatomy physiology work, the lymphatic system will include the urinary and integumentary. So these are no longer going to be separate systems, in my opinion. Your kidneys are major players in the role of the lymphatic system, and that needs to be stuck in the consciousness of people. And that system is what you always go for. If you had very little money and you could just get your food down, you could buy a few herbs, where would your focus be? Always the lymphatic system. So the lymphatic system is your sewer system in the human body. That's simple. No other word needs to be put on it. It's the sewer system. That is your immunity, your main immunity. Your blood doesn't want stuff. It wants to dump if it can, right? When you get into physiology and you start learning how chemistry works and capillaries and how blood and lymph work a little bit, and then you add what we've introduced through, I introduced it 30-some years ago, discovered it 50-some years ago, about the kidneys and the kidney filtration. We show these all the time, but I can't even tell you how serious. We were talking about this one 86-year-old, and at one time his urine looked like cottage cheese. I mean, when you have that much lymph backed up in the body, you're pretty involved, and you just gotta kick back and relax and let the magic of the fruit and the magic of the herbs do their work. But the lymphatic system is always uno number one, no matter what, because that's a causative system always to why there is failure of a cell to structure function. Even if you stamp the word genetic on that cell. Okay, take it back. Ride the horse back. And you'll find always the chemistry that you're playing with is the chemistry that your karma is with. Come on. And a lot of times you don't think of that because humans are just raised, food is food. Mama cooks good, brother. You gotta know Mama's Italian restaurant out here. I went there 30, 20, 25, 30 years ago. But it's all home cooked, and she's the type that doesn't have, she takes the acid out of the tomato sauce and stuff like that. But I don't do that kind of food, but boy, they're always crammed full of people. Everybody going to the home cooking. Now, if they just get home raw. Oh, subjects, a sex story and dream birth and infant question. Oh, wow. I like that. We have so many great parents out there that have, and ladies that have worked on their pituitaries, got themselves to conceive, carried good. Now their babies are on fruit and raw. You can't ask for any better than that in terms of a healthy baby. Because getting your children locked into the medical world is the worst thing you can do. One of them, be honest with you. Because there's just it's ridiculous. And I was looking at the news yesterday, and it came out they were doing research on a child. And what state was this? Dang it, can't remember the state. But what they found out about child services shocked the state. How bad they were, and that's we have a lot of problems. And we have a lot of low consciousness humans. Hi, Dr. Morse. I found you back in early 2021, and you changed my life. I had never ovulated or had a period. Oh, wow. Wow. And was detoxing from 10 years of being on the pill from the age of 16. Yep. I'm still working on my herbal birth control. I mean, I've got my eyes on it. Thanks to your knowledge of the lymphatic system and pituitary adrenal glands and your high fruit diet and your amazing herbs, I just welcome my baby girl to the world. Ah, isn't that cool? I mean, that's cool. That's what I mean about fixing things. And that's what a good naturopath, in my opinion, and in each one of you that have gone to our schools, I think each and every one of you do a really good job. Is it perfect? No, because look at the courses that a naturopath has, right? And a lot of you don't have all those courses. So what? All right? I'm one of those guys that in education, you want to be educated to what you're interested in. If you're going to school like some of these classic colleges and you're on calculus and you're taking all these courses that have no direct relationship to what you are excited about and what you want to learn about, going to school is going to school. But if you get excited about what you're interested in, and then you can learn about that in such a way that it doesn't round you around all these curves, DEI courses and all these things that they have out there now that's mandatory. Really. So, yeah, I put you guys up against any naturopath that hasn't been to our schools, because I've met hundreds of them all around the world, and I get to see the level of their thinking, the level of what they've been educated with, and what they can do. You know, education is one thing. What can you do for me? I'm going to see a doctor, and I've got a tumor on my liver about the size of a baseball. Okay, I read your degrees on the wall. Okay. What can you do for me? And that's always going to be the question. What can they do for you? Those people that have to have the degrees that are way out there, live in that land if you want. Good luck. But you want to always seek those that know what they're talking about. And they don't always have the highest of educations. They could have the highest of awarenesses. And that's the God thing. So our judgment of others in the mental worlds really locks us down, you know. But it's the way it is. The lymphatic system, oh, good deal. I did a juice fast with watermelon juice, orange juice, celery juice, and coconut waters for almost the entire last month of my pregnancy and took, that's pretty interesting now. See, so that shows that the fetus is pretty healthy, because had it not been, she could have aborted it. And not for any more reason than the body doesn't want a weaker fetus. You know, the whole thing, and we talked about this a lot through the years, is that the strong survive, the weak are consumed in nature. That's life in nature. And, you know, your females are always looking to conceive with your more healthier males. That's been proven. So nature is always trying to seek to improve itself, to strengthen itself, and get rid of those weaknesses. And that's one of the problems with humans are facing right now, is they're getting rid of them by various means, of course. And took GI5 to clean out my colon. Holy crap! And you still carried. That's pretty good. We had the most amazing free birth ever. Ooh, I love that. The Lamaze, the Laboyer, you know, the hot tub, and the softer music. The lights are down. Welcome the new being into the world. Instead of whack, oh, whoa, ho, crap. It's like, come on in. Good luck. We had the most, that's cool. It was 3 hours total. Not bad, baby. And another thing is women's, you know, their whole hip structure and everything else is getting smaller. Now, some you're seeing getting bigger, no question. But you still see that if you go back to a lot of pictures of the 1900s, you will see women had a bigger pelvic area. Now you see a much smaller pelvic area. That's why you see, I think, so many cesareans and things like that. And so I would think this would be very helpful in opening up that pelvic area as well. You know, and let things be more free movement, because acids solidify things in the body, and that creates more pain even in birthing. So as the tissues are alkalized, I mean, you can get rid of pain out of you even when you're cut by a knife. So I don't know where that would go in birthing, but boy, could you imagine a fruitarian lady? I wonder what labor, you know, I mean, these are good examples right here. My body pushed her out easily, and she was born in the amniotic sac, which is like a 1 in 800,000 chance. Wow. I read that high levels of vitamin C make the sac really strong, so it must have been all those oranges. Damn, we were just talking about oranges. Oh, man. I love good organic, sweet navel oranges. My God, man. They pull out stones in your body. It does all kinds of things. Well, that's pretty cool. Wow. I was drinking so much at the end of my pregnancy, Dr. Morse, it was crazy. I consumed about 15 pounds of oranges. You know, that's what we were just talking about this. And I was talking about the oranges I was eating when I initially started to be a frugivore. And they were huge. They were huge. They were the size of rosemary grapefruits, big grapefruits. And they were oranges. But they were so, I mean, they were strictly organically grown. And I can't even tell you the power. It was like a magnet. I could eat 15, and I would stop at 15 of them, but I could go on to 20 to 30 of them, oranges, at one time. And I could sit and have 5 settings a day easy. Boy, did I feel good. Oh, I can't even tell you. It was another level of energy, though, and we've talked about that. You have to be careful with that. But you know what? Dive in. The water's good. Wow. Over 6,000 calories a day. We fruitarians know calories are BS a lot and hardly gained any weight. See what I'm saying? I did the same thing. You just got to walk down those roads and take a look at them for yourself, you know. And you did it, honey. I tell you what, I'm real proud of you. Anyway, my question is on my little girl. Her name is Ranger Angel. Sweet, sweet. Good job. Good job, sweetheart. Good job, good job, good job. Being kissed on the ear loudly can cause hearing loss or complete deafness, called reader's ear kiss or something syndrome. I can attest that being kissed on the ear is extremely loud and creates a suction that is uncomfortable. Oh, yeah. My baby's father kissed her on the ear really loudly, and I am worried she could have hearing loss. I can go get her hearing tested to check, but is there a way? You know what? Just remember what you're doing is regenerative. There's nothing that will not regenerate. She could have some lymph stagnation there, and that just echoes with the, makes the energy echo, or it transmits the vibrations more. But that's just sensitivity from acidosis. But once you get that out of there, you know, and again, if there's any damage to anything, damage repairs itself. Remember that. The body repairs itself, but not in an acidic state. You can't repair yourself when your body's highly acidic, and just changing your diet, you've got to realize you've got a sewer system in there, and a big one. And that's man's problems. And learning about the lymphatic system is really, saves your life, really. It answers the world of diseases for you. It answers that idiocy of, and fallacy of diseases. It puts you right in charge of your own karma, of your own worlds. And realizing, even in an unconscious state, I mean, you're down in worlds of unconsciousness. You can't beat yourself up. That's just the rhythm of these worlds, and they are what they are. God creates certain things and etches sketches and creates something else. Etches sketches and creates something else. Life's always in change and flux. Get used to it. Land masses are always changing. Things are always changing in creation. Nothing is ever static. Well, you could argue one thing is static. What would that be? You. That would be the one thing that's static, if you could say that. But I wouldn't worry about that. I would use brain and nerve, a few drops of brain and nerve. Excellent for strengthening the nervous system and the brain. The fruit, of course, fructose is brain. She's going to be cleaning her lymph system a little bit, so notice that. She'll have her little colds and flus maybe or whatever, but all that's going to clean out of her. But once she dumps from up here and gets all that sensitivity out, she should be quite fine. And my diet is super clean, and we are exclusively breastfeeding. Is that the best thing? Yeah, if your milk is alkaline, absolutely. And, you know, when you think she's ready, and introduce some fruits just to suck on, you know, things like that. Does she need to go on fruit at some point? I would. You know, I always have this magic thing, because for years I've always taught the 2-year thing. The 2-year thing. But I have learned a lot through the years by working with people and humans. That 6 months, you know, if you can get them to suck on fruit after 6 months, that's a good idea, you know, and start their path on the fruit thing. Because remember, you're building their neurological function on fruit. That's what they don't get, you know. What we were talking about, someone was saying that fructose is like white sugar. Oh, Hippocrates told this lady whose husband's in a little bit of trouble, that fruit is like white sugar. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to send my dog over there. Any herbs safe for infants that could help? Absolutely. Are you kidding? These are just little humans, little adults. So generally your gross herbs are your kidneys, endocrine gland herbs, things like that. Like I said, the strongest herbs are going to be your lymphatic herbs. But when you're down at lymphatic 1 and 2, that's where I put the softer lymphatic herbs. You're getting more of your poke and bloodroot in your 3 and your 4s. So, but there's a time when you could use some yanking. I'm telling you. But you can use it, or you can go to that 3 lung formula with the 3 herbs in there: pleurisy, fenugreek, and mullein. A nice little combination. Helps to open up the ear flow as well. But what ones would you want to give your little girl? Absolutely. You want to think of what's the number one we always want to think about? I don't care if you're just popped out of the oven. Lymphatics. And that includes your kidneys, the adrenal glands, the skin, the thyroids. See what I'm saying? This pulls some systems in with it. But if you look at the body, all the systems are intertwined. Everybody works with everybody. But to look at a complete system is what I want to kind of move this into, where you can look at the body from a complete system, like the lymphatic system. Right now, it's just fluids hanging out with blood interstitially, and then you've got your lymphatic arteries and capillaries and all that sort of thing. So you have a massive system that no one understands well. That's what's scary. And you guys, with the awareness you have of this, there's nothing you can't accomplish in helping people. Again, when you get older and you've had a lot of years, but I'm telling you, you're seeing so much of the genetic weaknesses and lymphatics in the young people. It's sickening. Yeah, we were just having that conversation too this morning about that. This one girl in trouble, Jessica was telling me she's only 35 years old. She's got a lot of problems at 35 years old. Had both breasts removed, all kinds of problems. God. So there is a reason for why you're learning this as well. I want you to know that. And it isn't just for you. I mean, once you get your sukkar, once you get yourself experienced, you understand truth, what do you do with it? You just don't sit on it. No, you buddy up with your buddies. Hey, man, I got something, I learned something can help you. You are my go-to for it. Oh, yeah, don't know everything. You opened my eyes to so much, and my daughter is here because of you. Oh, thanks, sweetheart. Do us a video and show pictures, and we'll put it up on our TV channel. And tell your story. Do a little video and talk about how you couldn't conceive and your journey, and show her and show people. I'm trying to get some of your mothers to send me some videos so we can show the world just what you can accomplish. Think of the mothers right now that can't conceive. They can't have babies. They're trying all kinds of in vitros and all kinds of crap like that instead of fixing the problemo. And you guys are learning the problems. And you mothers that are doing this, do you know how important you are at helping the world and the mamas that can't have babies? And then also, how do you raise your babies healthy without entering the St. Jude syndrome? Very important. Because this carries on into these souls' next lives as well. Not only affecting this life, but their next lives as well. The same with you. What you're learning now, you're not going to drop it when you leave here. You're just leaving the physical body here. No, you don't drop what you're learning here. And the level that you're achieving, that's consciousness. That's you. That's reality. Your bodies are not reality. They're your play toys. but you're going to have a nice, healthy child there, and you're doing everything right. Just remember, as she moves on, she'll go through her detoxification, her cold and flu-like symptoms. And you want her to drain up here a little bit too, if you're worried about that kiss sort of thing. You just have to drain lymphatically, because remember, the more acidic you are, the more sensitive your nervous system becomes. That's quite obvious, isn't it? So you just have to get that sensitivity out. You can hear your heartbeat, you can hear all kinds of things. So as you bring your body into a hydrated alkaline state, boy, everything becomes strong and solid. You don't have the inflammatory echoing, so to speak, the spasticity echoing like that. Everything becomes strong on its own.